so how does someone know that they're credit ready to buy? Is it just knowing what their score is, or are there any other factors that they need to be thinking about their credit?
Well, I mean, when it comes to the score, then, the score will get you what you need to get in there. Okay. Like we said, the minimum.
It's going to begin the conversation.
Yeah.
Right.
But there are some, we want to talk about the profile, and we're going to
talk about the profile in a minute.
Okay. Well, then we're just going to deal with this. The score will get you where you need to be for certain products. Okay. But you need sometimes you need more than the score for other products. Okay. So especially for conventional financing, which we'll discuss.
Okay. And so again, I think it's really important to just really focus on the fact that you want to make sure you are shooting for that 700 club. We all need to be in that 700 club. Again, if you have young people around you, it's really important that they know that's what the standard is as well. So they're not saying, okay, I'm sitting in this high 600s or the mid 600s, I'm good.
Right. That's the point of this whole platform, right? So, you gave the statistic in the beginning of, how the percentage of how we are denied.
Right. 2.5 times more. Right.
And so the goal, as Janai said, is why are we settling for just what gets us barely there?
Right.
So we have a few questions.
Oh yeah, definitely. Let's open up for questions.
What is the minimum credit score for home equity loans?
I don't do those, so I'm sorry. I don't even know the answer to that question. I don't do just a home equity loan. I can do refinance to pull equity out of your home, and then that just goes to whichever product you're trying to, your original loan is on, and you're trying to qualify. So for FHA, just for a refinance, it has to be a 660. It's not just a 620. For a purchase, it's a 660.
Okay.
And for a conventional, it would be the same. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's 660. I'm sorry, 680 for a conventional. I apologize. So. And that's for refinance. Mm-hmm. Okay. So will you restate that again, just so I don't want anybody to miss that. So if you already have your home, thinking about taking advantage of these amazing lower interest rates right now. Mm-hmm. So for FHA, your credit score needs to be what to refinance? 660. And then for a conventional to refinance, you need 680. You need to be a 680. Okay.
Is there a quick way to get to 700?
Okay. Someone is asking, is there a quick way to get to 700?
Depends on where you are. Yeah. Well, you can definitely get there, and it's all relative to what you consider quick. Right.
There's a few things that I always suggest that people do in the context of trying to get their score up faster. One is please contact your creditors, because you want to find out when the closing date of your bills. So when you talk about your car note, your mortgage, your credit cards, not the due date, but your closing date. You want to pay your bills before the closing date. So, and those dates are completely different. When you pay your bills before the closing date, that actually gets reported to the agencies. That can actually help with your score. So you want to do that. Another thing that can help your score is you want to definitely take advantage of paying twice a month versus one time a month. Because some people think that it doesn't work, but it actually can. So if you have $1,000 a month mortgage payment, pay half of it before the closing date, but the other half 2 weeks before that. So some techniques like that can help. For those of you who are renting, do you all consider that? You know how people use you can pay to have your rent reported to? Do y'all don't
Please stop doing that.
Y'all don't use that, Micole?
No, mortgage, it doesn't. No, we don't.
Get out of here. I assume that y'all use that.
No, it's just annoying.
Wait a minute. Hashtag annoying right now. I know. So why do you say that?
It's annoying because it has no benefit to us as a lender, and we literally have to go through. When I'm qualifying you, I have to literally go through and omit each one of those freaking debts. For me to determine what your true debt to income ratio is, because they report it
right
with the balance and the payment the same.
Right.
It's just a pain, and it doesn't help you. It's just a way for Experian of them to make money.
That is crazy, because it's funny, people use it to raise their score, but I didn't realize it doesn't help in the
Not your
context.
mortgage score.
Who knew that was separate though?
Mhm.
That is crazy. I did not know
Yeah, we
that.
all talk about it.
Right. So let me ask you one more thing then. Let's see if we can debunk this myth. So you know how Experian has that boost program.
Yeah, that's the same thing.
So you all don't use that either.
Mhm.
What?
That's what I'm talking about. They're all, I guess they call it different things.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
Experian has a boost program for free. They will report your utilities.
Is it free?
It's free. They'll report your utilities, your Netflix subscription, your cell phone, but it's all for free. They will report that. But the rent, to have your rent reported on your credit report, you pay for that. But it does not help you buy a mortgage.
We don't even check your rent. If you're automatically approved, which we run every loan through our automated underwriting system,
Right.
We do not verify your rent. Now that part I think is ridiculous, but we do not verify your rent.
Man.
So maybe it helps restore a credit card.
It might help for that.
But not help
I'm just
but
saying
not for a
from my,
home.
yeah.
So it will help your overall score, but it's not going to help you qualify for the house, which is ultimately the goal that we're trying to accomplish.
That was
here.
huge.
Right.
That was huge.
Thank you for sharing that.
Sure. Maybe you can stop some people from doing
I
it.
know. She's like, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this.
We have another question. If you
Yes.
purchased your first home with an FHA loan and would like to purchase an investment property, what loan should you be applying for?
You
Okay,
can only
so I
do
want to
it
make
for
sure
that.
that they hear your question though, because you're not on mic. I want to make
Oh,
sure
I'm
that
sorry.
y'all can hear Ani. So say it one more time, Ani, just a little louder.
If you purchased your first home with an FHA loan and would like to purchase an investment property, what loan should you be applying for?
You can only do investment with conventional financing.
So those of you who are trying to get in the investment game, happy that was a question. You are going conventional only.
Listen, conventional only investment is it's a higher asset, higher risk type loan. It's not the same requirements as purchasing your primary.
Is the credit requirement the same?
No.
Oh, so what's the credit
Well,
requirement?
the credit score requirement, they will tell you is a 640, but
Right.
you will not get a rate at a 640. So you really need to be 680 or higher
Okay.
at a minimum for investment.
For investment.
You're gonna get killed on the rate. The lower the credit score is, even if you can get it financed.
Okay. Very helpful.
25% down.
Wow. Okay.
Minimum, 6 months reserves. So like I said, it's a higher asset.
Yeah. And when you say 6 months reserves to make the mortgage payments.
Right, you don't have to spend that. It's not down payment, but you have to have that in the bank after your down payment.
Okay, so you're gonna 25% down payment
Mhm,
and 6 months of reserves for the mortgage payment to buy the rental real estate.
mhm.
Okay.
Get yourself ready, ladies.
I know we're gonna have to
It's
save
doable.
some.
You just gotta
Sure.
be prepared.
People
Yeah,
are doing it every day.
they sure are.
Your Wanda actually rose her hand, so we're gonna let Wanda ask her own question.
I do.
Okay.
Yay.
Thank you. Oh hell, I forgot again. Okay, no, I remember. If you're trying to buy a second property, but not for commercial, like a second personal home or something like that, would that be conventional? How does that work with the current home? And if you have a mortgage on another home, but none of them are being used commercially.
Yeah, you can buy a second home. A second home is a lot different than an investment. So that's, you can do that 10% down.
Okay, same credit score requirements.
I mean, once again, whenever you're dealing with conventional, the higher the score, the better chance you have an approval
Right.
and
Okay.
of the better rate.
So-
But for second homes, oh my
Mhm.
goodness, I can't remember off the top of my head. Wonder about
Okay.
that one.
That's okay. I got
Wanda.
all your information. I know how to find you.
Yes, you do.
But so is that going to be only a conventional loan, or can you get a FHA loan with a second home? So only conventional. Okay,
Only conventional. And the second home, we are counting your primary residence mortgage and the second home.
okay.
No offsetting. You have to qualify with both.
You have to qualify with both.
I don't know, what does that mean when you say no offsetting? I don't understand.
So for investment property, you can offset that payment with the rental income.
Right. with the
Okay.
income. Got it. So
Okay.
they're giving you credit for the rental income that's actually coming in.
Right.
And that
That's
credit
it.
would be, considered income with investment property.
Right, so
Okay.
it helps basically,
Okay.
even though you gotta put a lot down, you gotta have reserves, but the debt to income ratios are a lot more doable, because you're basically, if you have a good rental property, it should offset that mortgage.
Completely.
We're only giving you a credit for a percentage of it, but it should still totally offset that mortgage.
Okay,
But
all right.
Nicole, how do
Thank
y'all
you.
know
Yeah,
if
you're
someone is buying an investment property or a second home? So if Yolanda says, this is my second home, but she really wants to use it as an investment property.
Well, that's on Yolanda if she wants to commit occupancy fraud.
Okay.
No, we're just using your name as an example. I already see where you. No. Just using your name as an example. We know that you would never do that, attorney at law. So, yeah, you know, you could try it.
Okay,
but they don't play about that.
They don't play about that. Okay, good to know that, ladies.
So it looks like we have 2 more questions.
Okay.
If you have a VA mortgage and want to refinance, should you go back through a VA?
Yes.
Okay.
So again, that was a big, can y'all hear the questions that Ani's reading? Because I want to make sure y'all can hear her.
Thumbs up, head shake.
Thumbs up or handshake. Y'all can
Okay.
hear? Okay, good.
Is FHA streamline refi program legit? Would you recommend it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, the streamline refi is.
So explain what that means. For those of us who don't know. Yep. What does
Yeah.
that mean? Yeah. Ani's raising her hand.
Well,
What does that
streamline is put in place for you to be able to refinance the rate, but not have to get an appraisal.
mean?
But you're not going to be able to roll in any closing costs. So you're gonna have to pay
You
those
have to
out of
pay for
pocket.
those out of pocket.
So right now in this market, Chris, I mean, most people don't need it because they got enough equity position. It was very popular when there wasn't a lot of equity, but you needed to try to get that rate down. But if you have the equity, I don't do a lot of streamlines. We just do a standard rate term.
Y'all have some great questions.
I have a question.
Okay.
So if you're married,
Mhm.
the spouse has the existing home under there, you're not listed on the loan. Are the standards the same? Or if I want to get a second home, if they maybe just put it in the wife's name separately, is there any difference in?
Because that
What
would be a
would you consider?
primary then.
You know,
and not a
another
secondary.
primary.
Right, but if I just put it in like my name as the wife and I have second, so I know sometimes like some people were trying to keep them separate. Is that something you recommend or?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
I do. If one of the spouses can qualify on their own, yeah, leave that other one's credit open.
Leave it open. Okay.
Because, just like when the whole market fell, like
Right.
at least you have another, you can
So
buy
it's
another
protected on
home,
the
you're protecting
outside.
on the outside.
Okay.
And if that one, you're gonna lose that one, you can finance under the other.
Under the other person.
Mhm.
Okay. That's a good idea though, from a planning strategy perspective.
Yeah, definitely.
Y'all have some great questions.
Mhm.
It wasn't even a plan, it just happened that way, so because that was somebody recommended that for us.
Yeah.
And when we refied,
Okay.
and we didn't even think about it as an option, we're like,
Mhm.
go ahead, do that by yourself.
Right.
Do it
It's
by
like,
yourself.
there's no reason to, but so just anybody.
Some couples get caught up in the
Yeah.
semantics of it. My name isn't on it.
Yeah. Well, you
Just
want
put
your
me
name
on
on the
title.
asset, not on the loan.
On the loan.
Yeah, put
right.
me on title. Y'all don't have to be on the loan.
Right.
So as people are asking about the refinance, it just made me think about that.
Mhm.
That's a great question.